Oh, hello, you beautiful people. I'm very glad to be back. It's been a few weeks. I know it's been a long time without any leather content. So, we are back. I finally got the thread in the mail. So, I've just been every day staring at this briefcase being like, I want to finish this thing so bad. So that is what we're going to do. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe I will have lost some of the regulars that I was seeing on here. Hopefully not. Hopefully I see some of the regulars come back. Talking about you Squash Zone and good old Danny boy. Hopefully. I don't have my other phone right now for some reason. I've just got my workshop cam, and I'm gonna start off light for my first one back. I'm just gonna sew half this bag, which is just one gusset. I'm gonna sew one of the two gussets on. I think it's gonna be a nice, relaxed, like half an hour, maybe a little more. And we'll go from there. But yes, I'm very happy to be back. It's a great, honestly, doing this is a great stress reliever. I'm going to go into a little story time once I get this set up. I'll tell you kind of what's been going on with me lately. Let's see here. Okay, I also want to get this guy set up. I'm going to move you to the workshop. We're going to get... Oh, I think they improved. I think there was some kind of update. This live view camera looks so much better. Wow, not when I go on big screen, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. Let's see here. Pull out the old stitch and pulse. I might just do this. I found this new way of sewing that only requires one needle and lets you kind of sit down while you sew. And this might just work better for this larger project. I don't know. So we've got our thread here. All right. Blue Ritz Tiger thread. I heard back from Weaver. Apparently, a box at USPS got lost, and it had a bunch of orders in it from Weaver, and that's why I didn't see anything for like 2 weeks. Now, this isn't, I guess it kind of is a stitch against Weaver, but it's also not. Like, okay, you know, if I had made something, you know, if I had made something and I sent it to someone and it got lost in the mail and they didn't get anything, and they were waiting for like 2 or 3 weeks without any word from Weaver whatsoever, I feel like when I sent them, when I corrected the problem, I would have included a lot more stuff in the package. You know, like, I mean, for Weaver, at least some stickers or at least another spool of thread, you know, but I just got the spool of thread in an empty bag, so it was a little lackluster, to be honest. I you know, usually Weaver goes above and beyond for most of their stuff, so I was kind of surprised, but anywhoozle. Okay, so I'm just going to re-familiarize myself with this. This bag's been sitting off to the side for a few weeks now. It's got a little dust on it. But, so this is what we're dealing with here. Okay. We are going to start by probably starting here, and we're going to just work our way up. Well, so this is right front, so I assume it's when I'm facing here. So I might just should I sit down and sew this or no? I think I will. Yeah. I think I'm going to just sit down and sew this. I think it's going to be a lot easier than doing whatever I was going to do. And luckily I don't have slip knots on here, so I can just very easily take one. Do I want to do that? Okay, so like the one-handed sewing definitely hurts your hands a lot more because you got to pull a lot harder. I was sewing. So I took a shoemaking class, which for some reason some certain family members, which I'll get into during story time, are very disapproving of me making shoes. But so I needed a pair of shoes for a wedding, and I mean, obviously I just want to get to the point where I'm selling shoes. But I was sewing this shoe by hand, and I was doing the one stitch method. And so this, if you imagine how this edge is, it's kind of rolled under and then sewn through. This is 2-ply of like 9 to 10 ounce, so it's about 20 ounces of leather, which is, I think, like a 1/4 inch or like 3/8 of an inch. I can actually get a ruler right now and let's see. No, it's close to 1/2 inch. So I think with the actual upper, it's probably 1/2 inch of leather. And I was having to pull, like wrap the thread around my hand and pull really hard to get around. Like, you see how the leather's being pulled up like that? That's just from tension from the sewing. So, by the way, I think this looks super cool. So this form of shoemaking is called outstitch, or it's an outstitch construction type. I've modified the construction type from what I learned in class to make it look more like a lasted shoe. So instead of having the stitch line go out like this, it kind of rolls under, so it's like more hidden. So now what I need to do is I will glue on the outsole here with the heel, and then I have another one of these upstairs for the other foot, for the right foot. And I will then soak these in water. Hey, what's up, Daniel? So good to see you. I'm going to get into story time in a second, kind of let you know how I've been doing. Just got the computer back a few days ago, and here I am, yeah. I'm very, very happy to be back. Feels good. So this is actually a shoe that I was working on. I was just explaining how I was sewing it. But okay, I'm going to have to, just saw something wrong on that. I don't know. I'll fix that later. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to... So, because we're going to do half of the sewing for the bag today. For the briefcase, which is exciting. And I'll get into some story time while I'm sewing and whatever. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it. Because it is kind of it's just a big thing to sew in the pony. But I'll try. I'll try doing it in the pony. I've done enough one-handed sewing where my hands hurt. How is my briefcase? Well, we're going to be doing half of the finishing work on it today. And I think I'll probably do the rest of the sewing tomorrow. I've held off from finishing this until I was able to get back on the lives. So, yeah. Oh, Lord. How am I going to do this? I'm not going to be able to put this in the pony. So, oh, okay. We're going to go for a little ride. Sorry. Hello, Embrace. Where have I been? I have been here, but my laptop stopped working, and I had to send it in for repair. And then like last week kind of just got away from me, and I think I got it back like mid last week, and I was in the middle of doing some other things, so I couldn't really get back to the lives, but now I'm back. I just realized that I'm extremely thirsty and my water is not down here. Okay. Yeah. It's going to take a day or two to get back into the groove of things for this, so bear with me, guys. I sound like I'm in an echo chamber. Well, poo. Really? Let me adjust the volume. Well, poo. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Is that any better? Okay. I'm gonna bring you up here. Also, I'm limited in what I can do with my phone right now because I didn't plan this correctly, and my phone is basically out of battery, so I had to plug it in. So, opa. You know what? I'm trying to think how I can do this to get you guys here. Let's see. Okay, we're doing this. I'm bringing the computer with me. So that I can read chat. How's the volume levels? Do I still sound like I'm in an echo chamber? Opa. I worked a lot this week, actually. So I made, I'm working on these holsters for this guy. See if I can reach one of the finished ones. Oh. So this is a holster, quick draw holster for brass knuckles. Or as he calls them, paperweights, because that way we don't get in trouble. So basically, his customers found that there weren't any good options for decent quick draw holsters that fit his brass knuckles, his paperweights. So he asked me if I could make a product for him and sell to his customers. And so that's what I was working on this week. So I just got that done today and listed it on the website. And I'm just waiting. I've had a few people, because I've like documented me making this. I've had a few people who have told me that they're super excited for it and want to. It's legal in most states, I think. Actually, now that I say it, it doesn't seem like it'd be something that's legal in Illinois, but just don't tell anyone. But that's not my responsibility. That's, whoever buys it can check with their local laws, with their state laws, and because it probably differs for each state. Okay, so we're set up here. My mic says it's on low battery, so if the audio quality all of a sudden goes to shit, I apologize. Where's the thread? What did I do with the thread? Or did I set my computer on it. Of course I did. That's the most classic Nikola thing to do. Oh. Okay. KB. Oh. Now we've got a thread tangle. So, Daniel, I know you're not able to be on Instagram. So I have been doing this basically little, like, Instagram reel series. I've been doing this series. I think I'm on day 18. Which is crazy to say. I'm already on day 18 of that. I basically said out loud my crazy audacious goal, which is to be... So I'm going to turn 25 on August 8th. That's my birthday. So I want to be bringing in $10,000 a month in monthly income by that date. And I want to be I want to get 10,000 followers on Instagram by that date as well. And so I've been posting, basically like telling a story every day and kind of turning my account into a TV show, let's say, where people can follow along with my story and all that good stuff. And so I have been hard at work on that. I'm going to have to brush off some of this suede here, actually. Yeah. Let me grab my suede brush real quick. I'm going to just brush to clean it. before I begin, which now it's going to be a pain in the ass to even get up out of this spot, but we'll make it work. I'll be right back. Just need to step outside my workshop and grab this little brush here. I say little brush, it's a freaking ginormous brush. Alas, there it is. It's a little stiff bristle brush I use to clean the suede on this thing because it tends to pick up lots of particles. And so I want to make sure it's clean before I get it into a position where I can't clean the inside really easily. So, and I also want to make sure that the laptop divider is clean as well, because once I sew the laptop divider in, there's no way I'll be able to clean it. So I said my very scary, audacious goal out loud. And I've been working really, really, really hard on Instagram. And I'm up to 521 followers, which is good. I grew from four. I think I was stuck around 485 for a long time. And then I started doing this and I started gaining followers. And so I guess in 18 days I have gained 40 some followers, I think. 21 plus 15, 36. I've gained 36 followers. But as is true for a lot of things, the 0 to 1, in this case, 0 followers to 1,000 followers, is much more difficult than 1 to 2 and 2 to 5 and so on and so forth. So if I can just keep working really hard and let's say within the month of May reach 1,000 followers, then I think I will definitely reach my goal of getting to 10,000 by the end of the summer. My original goal was to get to 10,000 by the end of this quarter, which would be by July 1st. I don't know if that's really an achievable goal or not. I don't want to limit myself, but I don't know if that's a really super achievable goal or not. I don't know. Did I say I don't know? But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And I've also been considering, I say considering like I'm still making up my mind. This is definitely something I'm going to be doing. Yes, I realized that even though I'm not ultra successful in the leather business right now, I think I have enough knowledge to be able to put together something that would help leather workers who are just getting started immensely in their early days. To get past the first, let's say, year without so many stumbling blocks, to get to where I am now in a third or even a sixth of the time, where I've got my brand identity pretty figured out. I know what kinds of products I want to sell and make. I know what kind of I know kind of what to do to generate some income. Are you asking me if I'm sold out? No. I don't sell on Amazon. I sell type it in right now, actually. I'll type it in the chat, my website link. I'm reworking my website. I'm getting a photographer friend to take some really good pictures of a few products, and I'm totally reworking my website to make it just look better. But if you're interested, now it showed up weird, but it's arangella.com, ARANDJ, basically my YouTube name.com, and that's where I'm selling all of my products right now. Yeah. I'm selling them on Shopify, which I'm so happy I decided to switch to Shopify because it's so much better platform than any of the other platforms. So I don't have a super great... Yeah. I don't have a super great, like, optimized website for converting people into customers. But I did watch some guides because I know, for me, I always need to keep learning. I'm never going to be at a point, which this will relate to story time in a little bit. I will never be at a point where I know everything that I need to know or that I want to know in this business or in anything that I do. You know? So for me, it's like I always got to keep learning, and I know I always got to keep learning. And so I oofta. I'm going to turn this light on. That'll give me a better view here. This is going to be pretty awkward to begin with, but sewing any big project is always awkward in the beginning, so oh lordy. Where was I? So like I knew I needed to improve my website. So I went ahead and I watched some guides from some very successful online entrepreneurs. And I made a better flowing website that like kind of tells a story, let's say, or is just not even tells a story, but is just designed to move people along to get them to buy, basically. Whereas my current website, if you look at it, is kind of just a bunch of random elements, and like you can pretty clearly see that I didn't really know what I was doing. Shit. Whereas now, my future website is going to be, I think, just a lot more like well put together. Once I get through these first few stitches, it's not going to be nearly as awkward to hold this thing. It's because the body is so heavy. I may also need to go grab a USB-C cord so that I can plug in this microphone receiver into my computer and have it charging just like my phone is charging. So I just feel like it's going to totally run out of battery on me any second because it's a red light flashing, which means it's almost out of battery, I think. Let me get this sewn enough to where it's not flopping around, and then I'll go grab a USB-C charger. Yeah, I'm a little discombobulated to start off with, which is an amazing word, by the way. Getting back in the lives, you know, when you're out of the groove of it, the live is a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to consider, and once you get used to it, you know, you kind of can compartmentalize everything. But I think internet platform is good to promote you, people to know about you on Amazon, for example, and subscribe to your website. I don't understand. You mean like I should be on Amazon? I mean, yes, but also in order to do Amazon, in order to have your products on Amazon, you have to have a trademark. And now Amazon offers an easy trademark like thing, you know, whatever, a trademark service, that's the word I was looking for. But it does cost $1,000, and and that's a lot for me right now. So I don't exactly, you know, I mean, it's just like there's other things that yeah, it's a little bit of a, you know, I mean, you know what you could do, Daniel, is you could just type, like, use Google Translator, type in Russian, and just translate it and then put it into chat. Or find some other translator that's like a conversational translator and do that. You might have more success. I think there's probably some service I can get that oh, I just accidentally messed this up. There's probably some service I can get that does live captioning in other languages. Maybe that's something I should look into. Okay, I've got a few stitches in. I'm going to go grab a USB-C cable real quick so that I can plug in this thing. I will be right back. I'm also going to definitely grab some water because I'm super freaking thirsty right now. So I'll be back in like 2 seconds. You actually should still be able to hear me. I remember we did this experiment a few lives ago, not a few days ago, but a few lives ago when I went outside, and you can still hear me. I think up here you can still hear me right now. I need USB-C cable. You know what? Actually, I'm going to just do that, and there should be plenty of water in here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Oh. Well, okay. I'm back. Hello. should be able to just plug this in. Hey, let's go. I love technology that can charge and be used at the same time. Oh, okay. So, we're back. Now, something like this, right? Something, yeah, like that. Okay, story time. So, me and my tata don't have the best relationship. I've tried for years to have a good relationship with him, and I will still try until, for the rest of his life, I'll try. But he's just not happy with me, with my entrepreneurial pursuits. He doesn't get it. Your smartphone refused to open Google at the same time as YouTube, but I managed. Yes, actually, that's what I do. I type in English and translate. Oh. Huh, that's funny. So me and my tata do not have the best relationship. I've tried to maintain a good cordial relationship with him at the very least. I wish it could be a deeper tata-son relationship, father-son relationship, but he's not a deep person. He doesn't like to, have deep conversations. And he just doesn't approve of my entrepreneurial pursuits, right? Like, I say that, you understand, I'm talking about this leather business. He does not like the fact that I'm doing leather. He thinks that it's impossible to be successful in, even though I've showed him many examples of people being successful. And I've been doing this for 3 years. I've been doing leather work for 6 years, but for the first 3 years, I was kind of just messing around. I sold a few things, and kind of played at having a leather business, but I wasn't serious about it. It was more of a hobby for me. And then 3 years ago, I got really serious about it, and that's when I really started to make YouTube videos and do all these other things. And I joined a coaching group, which definitely got me far, as a human being, which is another thing that he hates, that I joined that coaching group. But basically, money's been tight, and he was helping me financially just cover some bills for, over the last 2 years, he's helped me when I needed financial help. But then again, he's also helped all my other siblings. So it's he set that precedent, And also another thing he set a precedent for is paying for classes for schooling. He's a very big proponent of college, and he's all for going to college, and that's the only way you're going to be successful, and all that good stuff. And so he told me, I think earlier last year or something like that, that so I took a few classes at a local leather school in Chicago, and one of them was a shoemaking class, and it was like basically shoemaking level 1, and they've got like 4 or 5 different levels at the school. And I took that class a few years ago, and I've been able to make like shoes, but they haven't really been super clean and tight and, you know, like marketable. And so I sat down with him today and I asked him, and I reminded him of his promise. And I reminded him the fact that he paid for all my siblings' schooling, and comparatively, I've been the cheapest child for him. Even though he acts like I've been the most expensive child, I'm the cheapest child because I chose not to go to college because I didn't want a bunch of, college debt, and I didn't want to put a bunch of college debt on him because I know how expensive college is, and I just didn't see the value in going 4 more years of school. So, to make a long story short, I sat down, asked him about, hey, I want to take the next level in shoemaking, because it's always been a dream of mine to be able to make custom shoes for people. And that was one of my original goals for doing leather, was that I wanted to make shoes. I just didn't know at the time. I didn't know about the school, and so I didn't really know how I was going to learn. And we got into a very large argument because he thinks that I'm wasting my time. He flat out told me that I'm never going to make it in this business, and it's too hard, no one's ever going to buy from me. He basically told me I'd be a failure, which is fucking crazy for a father to tell his son that. So essentially, he's not going to fulfill his promise, which honestly is nothing new for him. He's not going to pay for my education, which he did for all my other siblings without any questions, even though my sister went to fashion school, which I'm sure he wasn't very happy about. And he paid for that schooling for her for 4 years. Jesus, he paid for her to go to London and, not completely, but, yeah, actually, London is neither here nor there. She covered that because she was working. Anyways, sorry, I just went totally off track there. But yeah, so it's hard to not be down about that, to be honest. And I just know that when I'm a father, I'm going to encourage my sons and daughters to be very entrepreneurial. And whatever they choose to do, even if it's a super hard business to make it in, even if it's going to take them 10 years of consistent hard work to do it, which is pretty normal for any entrepreneurial business, I am going to encourage them, and I'm going to make it as simple and easy, and I'll cover any coaching that they need, I'll cover any education they need, I'll do everything in my power to make it as simple and easy for them to get the resources they need to be successful in whatever they choose to do. And I feel like that's what my father should do for me, but he's not, because it's either his way or the highway. Which really fucking sucks. But, so I won't be able to take another shoemaking class. I'm trying to, as I showed at the beginning of the live, I'm trying to make shoes at home. But I know I don't have all the right tools, and I don't have all the skills currently to be able to do them super successfully. But I'm trying to make do with what I have now. I've got the upper design down. It's just the actual attaching it to the sole and getting like the forming right and everything. That's what I have trouble with. But I'm going to do some new things. I'm going to try and basically do some more of the things that I did at the school when I took the shoemaking level 1 class. That will hopefully get me more success. But yeah, I'm doing a pair of dress shoes because I need a pair of dress shoes for a wedding I'm going to go to in a few weeks. And I can't afford to buy, nor do I really want to buy, a crappy pair of dress shoes. I mean, I could afford to buy a crappy pair, but I don't really want to buy a crappy pair. So instead, I've elected to make myself a pair. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I mean, that was today at least. Excuse me. In the last few weeks, I've had some good days. I've had some bad days. I've had a lot of good days. It's been really great doing this Instagram thing because I've been seeing a lot more traction on Instagram lately, which is really nice. Where's the hole? There we go. So, I think I'm going to try and get you guys a little closer up here so you can see more of what I'm doing. Is that, I think that view is probably better. So yeah, I mean, it sucks when, I mean, it sucks for a son when a father doesn't support what they're doing. Especially when it's like, I feel like any normal father, you know, because it's not like I'm just fucking around. It's like I've put a lot of effort into this. And I've continually put a lot of effort into it. And I've sacrificed a lot of hedonistic, like, shallow, youthful pleasures in order to do this. And I feel like any normal father would be super proud of their sons. I know I would be fucking so proud of my son when he does this. When I have kids, you know. But no, like, my tata values my tata sees taking part in all the hedonistic, youthful desires as success. Which is just freaking crazy. Like, yes, he values his kids now, but he still sees, like, having a bunch of girlfriends and, you know, and going out to bars on the weekends and, you know, doing shit like that. Like he sees that as the pinnacle of success. And I was like, but then, like, you know, so I've contemplated saying this on Instagram, and I didn't know really how to say it. One day, so I do these, like, daily posts where I'm like, hey, this is Nikola. Today was day 18. This is day 18 of building a successful leather goods brand by the end of the summer. And then I go into, I either give a piece of advice of something that I've learned about doing the leather business. I give some information about like what, I don't know, like let's say, I talked about the different grades of leather, or like I think it was like 3 lies told to you about leather, So I either give some information, I give some advice, some like advice for other leather workers, or I tell a story. And one of the days I contemplated saying what I'm about to say here, and I think I just waited, and like the inspiration to say what I'm going to say now, it's kind of gone. And so I chose not to. I didn't want to like force it, but like, I saw a post on Instagram, and it's this father. He's a father of I think like 2 boys and a girl, and he does these I think probably weekly posts that are like storytelling posts about things that he's done with his kids or whatever. And one of the posts was like, this Saturday, being a father, I had to say one of the worst things that a father can say, which is, I can't play right now, son. I have to go to work. And that just fucking hit me like a ton of bricks. And it made me realize, like, I don't ever want to have to say that to my kids. Like, I never want to be forced to choose something over my kids or my family. Like, so I'm building a life. I'm sacrificing all those hedonistic and shallow pleasures now, so that when I have a wife and kids, I can have the most ideal life, and I can provide the most ideal life for my kids and my wife, and a life where I never have to sacrifice doing things with them or for them in order to go to work a job to provide. I'm setting up a life where like this business and other pursuits I'll do after I get this business to a point that I'm happy with are bringing in enough money to where I can always choose my family over my work, which is what that's a choice I'll always make 1,000 times until the end of time. And so when I saw that guy's post, it just like hit me like a ton of bricks, and I just knew, like, that's the exact scenario that I want to avoid. Like, I also remember seeing another post about, I follow a lot of people who homeschool their kids, a lot of homesteaders, and I saw another post that's like, people are, Christians are surprised when they send their kids off to college and they come back like totally different people, non-Christian, totally woke, totally like fucked in the head and everything. And the person doing the post was like, that's because you let the government raise your kids, and it's like, you saw them on nights and weekends, but their entire childhood, when they were a kid, their entire time as a kid, for the first 18 years of their life, a majority of their life was spent in school with the government. And that is insane. It's true. And like, when you think about it like that, like, again, I don't want to have to send my kids to public school. you know. I saw another post that said, like, and they had like just started homeschooling their kids, and they showed an analytic that showed that by homeschooling your kids, you're getting 14,000 hours back with them during their childhood by homeschooling them instead of sending them off to public school. And so all of this is to say that I'm doing all of this for my future self, so that when all the people who are, living it up now and balling out and having lots of sex and, doing whatever hedonistic things that, whatever they want, when they have a family and they're having to work because they didn't sacrifice those pleasures to do the risky things when they're young, which I understand. I'm well aware that doing this business is a big risk, but it's the best time for me to take the risk because I'm young. Because they didn't do the risky things for whatever reason when they were young, they're now having to sacrifice time with their kids and with their wife in order to work, in order to provide, which, a majority of people won't be able to afford a house. I saw somewhere that like the bare minimum to be able to afford a house in the United States, the bare minimum that you have to make is $178,000 a year in order to be able to afford a single family home. So, like, I'm more than happy to sacrifice all those things now in order to, when I'm 30 and, I'm married, I'll be able to have the life that I want. And me and my wife will be able to go do whatever the fuck we want, and I'll still be able to do this and do things that I love and, be with the woman that I love all the time or whenever I want. Like, I won't have to choose. I won't be forced to work at someone else's business to make someone else money instead of spending time with my family and with my friends and actually having experiences in life. So, yeah, so that's story time, and that's kind of, I came to that profound realization of that's kind of what I'm doing, and that's, I think, I didn't know that, I didn't have that conviction in so many words when I started. I knew I was like, I knew to a certain degree, like, yeah, I'm going to be sacrificing a lot now so that I can have more later, but I didn't know it in that, to that level, But, like, that's why I haven't quit, I have a very strong conviction and strong vision of what I want my life to look like. And every day that I choose to do this, rather than give up and be, as my Taza says, realistic, every time I make the decision to do this instead, I'm making that vision more and more of a reality. And that's why I haven't quit. That's why I haven't given up. I could have given up. There were many times where a majority of people would have given up, and just not stuck with it. But I've stuck with it, and I know I'm better for it, and I told myself a long time ago, I'm going to be doing this till the day I die. And I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm sure I'll be doing other things too, but I'll never stop making leather work. Or as I've started to call it, bovine recycling. I'll never stop. And you know what? That pisses some people off. Really. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like my tata, he says it's because he doesn't want me to suffer and he wants me to have a good life and whatever, but he doesn't, at the same time when I'm like, Tata, I'm not suffering. I have the life that I want right now. I don't need to go out. He doesn't accept that, so he's like, he says he wants me to have a good life, but what he's really saying is he wants me to live the life that he thinks I should live instead of the one that I'm living now. And when I say like I don't need to go out and have lots of girlfriends and like and go to bars every weekend and I don't need all that. I'm perfectly happy with what I have. That really pisses him off. And maybe there's just some like I don't know what it is. I don't know. That guy's a fucking enigma, to be honest. But that pisses some people off when you're perfectly happy with where you are, and you're doing your own thing, and you choose to do your own thing versus doing what everyone else does. That makes some people very angry. Oh my God! For a second, I thought I sewed this upside down. Oh, that would have been freaking brutal. I mean, I'm not offended. It just seems like I think it's very natural for children to want their parents to be proud of them. And if I was the father in this situation, I'd be very proud of my son because, I see what I've sacrificed and, I see how much I've grown as a human being, but he doesn't see value in any of that. And so that's a little frustrating. I also kind of just wanted to like vent and get that off my chest. So I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't do that on the lives, but it helps me kind of talk about it. And some loud ringing noises since you plugged that in. What? You mean the charger? Does it sound really bad? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that on the live. I don't know. I talk about whatever's on my mind at the time, to be honest. I don't like feeling like I need to censor myself. But, if you guys don't really want to hear that, then you just tell me. I'll shut up. Find something else to talk about. That literally just happened like an hour ago. So I needed to kind of get it off my chest, but the sound is buzzing. Oh, okay. Well, Let's see, is it better now? I just unplugged it. Is it better now? Sounds okay, okay. So, so yeah, I mean, market season's starting up soon. So I'm hoping to get back into the market scene. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Okay. This is where a lot of tension is going to be needed. So just bear with me here. I'm going to try and find this. Oh boy. Ow. Ow. Oh man, is this gonna really be taught like that? Seriously? I can't have that. That's... Oh, poo. Okay. Let's see, we're gonna have to make a little adjustment here in the sewing. Because I didn't realize this would be like this. It's already almost 7 o'clock. How long have I been going for? An hour and 9 minutes. I don't know. I might... It's been a long day. I might...
call it done here pretty soon. I'm pretty tired. Okay, now I'm gonna have to find where the heck my pointy awl is. I think it's in the drawer, so which means I have to get up. I need to, yeah. Opa. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna finish this half today. I'll come back tomorrow better, like, set up. And hopefully I'll be able to crank this out a little more. Time definitely got the better of me today. Okay. We're gonna just get around the corner at least. Hopefully. Get around the corner, maybe go a few stitches on the middle section. And then I think I'm gonna be done for tonight. And we'll be back at it tomorrow on time. I know I was like 40 minutes late. This is going to be tough to get super tight like I need it to be. Now, one option is I could cut... No, I just did that wrong. So, I could cut a groove line in where it's going to fold so that it folds more easily. Because I am using a straight vegetable tan leather backed with suede. So it's pretty thick to be able to like fold as tight as I need it to. So I could put in a little groove line and make it basically like a little V channel in order for it to fold more easily. I may do that. Because one thing that I always try and do is make things as simple and easy as possible for me during the making process. So, you know, having to like pull this stuff taut all the time is going to be pretty not easy and simple. Let's see. I'm going to... yeah. That's the corner job we're dealing with, and I do not think that's going to be able to, just from tension, I don't think that's going to be able to be how I need it to be. I don't know, maybe it can, but but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be. So I might end up just cutting a groove channel in to help with the folding. I think that's I may end up fucking just taking out all this stitching. No, I won't. I think I'm still early enough in the stitching to be able to actually take my stitch groover and set it to 3/8 of an inch, which is the fold size, and cut a groove, like cut a pretty deep channel in there to help it fold. I think that's what I'm going to do so that I can actually get this right. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing this for hours and trying to fucking pull this taut, and it's never going to be tight how I want it to be. So it will. The one thing I'm worried about is that it might sacrifice some strength. But I think as long as I don't cut too deep, like I'll probably do 2 groove line passes, like really heavy, and then see how easily it folds, and then just do 1, see how easily it folds. I want it to just be able to fold into that. If it's too easy, that means I've cut too far. But it should be able to fold to a certain degree, you know? Because right now, it doesn't really want to fold at all. It's like pushing this corner out, I think. Yeah, you see how that comes out like that when I pull it taut. Now that could just be because I haven't stitched further. But I don't know. But that's what it's gonna look like on the side. You know. So that's pretty cool. And that's what it's gonna look like on the front. So this is gonna look really nice. Definitely very excited. I have no idea how long I've been fucking waiting for this bag to come together. It's exciting times. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just touch this up again tomorrow. I'm gonna pick this up right where we left off tomorrow. I think I'll store the dangling thread in the now 3D wallet pocket. Which is a freaking hilarious way to do this. Let me get stood up here real quick, and I'll move this stuff around so that you can see me. Should not step on. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. Let me turn this off so it's not directly in your face. So, yeah. That was my first day back. Obviously, I have not, in the time that I've been gone, I have not improved in ending these lives. yeah, I mean, I've been doing things. I don't want to get into like a super long thing, but I just thought of something else. One hard thing, I think probably the hardest thing of entrepreneurship is the self doubt. Is like you, at least for me, I don't know, maybe some people don't struggle with this as much, but I struggle with a lot of self doubt. And I understand it's just one of those hurdles that I have to overcome. But, I'll get into like a good state. Um, and then I'll go talk to my tata, and he just like, I think he just takes a machine gun to my self confidence and just blows a billion